I have been seeing a lot of news lately about Donald Trump wanting to make Canada and Mexico states, take over the Panama Canal, buy Greenland, a little bit of talk about Cuba and South America, Dominican Republic, and I think another South American country. But if we buy all these places and he does it like when he was talking about Canada and Mexico, he said, "Oh, we subsidize them so much. Why not just make them states?" So I mean, if it was just like, "Hey, you want to be a state and signed over, cool." And then if we buy Greenland, cool. Like no war type stuff. But if we could do that, then every Mexican becomes a U.S. citizen instantly. Any Mexican who is about to be deported that comes from whatever area of Mexico agrees to join us doesn't get deported. They become an American citizen instantly. Same with Canada. And now our borders are even wider, whatever you call it. We can go further, travel more. You could drive from mainland U.S. to Alaska now, right? Because Canada will be part of it. Greenland, I mean, I don't know what they do there, but still just more places that'll be part of America. We can now fly there without a, what do you call that, a passport and whatnot. Cuba's right there. That'd be nice. Dominican Republic is close. Might as well add Haiti to the list. And I forget the other one, but we'll find it in here. I got it all ready to go. But we'll hear from Trump first.
It was likewise not given for Panama to charge the United States, its Navy, and its corporations doing business within our country exorbitant prices and rates of passage, which they do. They charge us like it's a disgrace. Our Navy and commerce have been treated.
So that's funny. They treat us like it's a disgrace. Like if Kamala or somebody else said that, they'd be like, "Oh, they're losing their mind," this and that. But Trump is just so funny. He could just say things and do things and nobody cares. I mean, it's fine with me, whatever, but I just think it's so funny.
In a very unfair and injudicious way. The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States. This complete ripoff of our country will immediately stop. It's going to stop.
Immediately.
The United States has a big and vested interest in the secure, efficient, and reliable operation of the Panama Canal. And that was always understood when they gave it to Panama. Can you believe that? We would never have done it if we thought what's happening now can happen, and we would never, and we will never, ever let it fall into the wrong hands, but it's falling into the wrong hands. It was not given for the benefit of others by a token of cooperation, but it was given.
I wonder whose hands it's falling into. Sometimes when he says things like this, I'd like him to be more specific, or if it interviews with him, ask him the follow-up question like, whose hands is it falling into? What do you mean exactly?
To Panama and to the people of Panama, but it has provisions. You got to treat us fairly, and they haven't treated us fairly. If the principles, both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America in full, quickly, and without question. I'm not going to stand.
And now on Mexico and Canada through Breaking Point.
Let's go to Donald Trump. There was a big interview that he gave to NBC News, Kristen Welker. The big top line was about trade with Canada and Mexico. He suggested perhaps if we're going to subsidize these two countries, they should just become the 51st and the 52nd states. Let's take a listen.
We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico.
I mean, I really agree with that.
If Canada,
just let them become a state.
Many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a...
We're subsidizing countries all over the world. So if this is his real idea, Yes, any country that we're subsidizing, just like the South, go ahead and become a state. And then we have more free flow of people, more free flow of thought. We can move to any country now that becomes a state is just a state, and we can go there just like we can go to Alaska or Hawaii or any of the contiguous 48. Yes, let them become a state. I mean, I know Trump, it always sounds bad because Trump says it. And again, Trump made Space Force, and I wanted to go to space so bad, and it sounds so silly when he does it, but somebody got to do it, but now they're not, I don't know. But anyway, back to the point. States.
Level, fast, but fair playing field.
Confirms some of the reporting that apparently he had told Justin Trudeau. He's like, look, if we're going to pay you this much, then you might as well become a state.
Listen, Soccer, you add Mexico, Canada, and Puerto Rico, you got 3 new states that Democrats actually have a shot at winning at the Senate level.
But there's no chance.
So.
Think about it. Well, first of all, Mexico
I'm just
how
joking.
many states are in Mexico? I don't actually know. It's a lot.
Mexico, Canada, and Puerto Rico. Yeah, and then like he said, how many states are in Mexico? That Mexico wouldn't be one state. It'd be broken down into several states. Same as Canada. It'd be broken down into several states.
And how many provinces in Canada?
Oh man, was this 5? I'm gonna guess
5 was what came to my mind as well.
Okay, so we've got Quebec, BC.
Okay, and from Saga and Jetty and Crystal Ball, we're gonna kick it over to Steve Ducey.
And tonight we're getting some new details about that Trump-Trudeau dinner from 2 people who were at the table. We are told that when Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor.
Well, it's great to finally have an alpha male back in the White House. Of course, Donald Trump was joking about Canada becoming the 51st state of America.
But it would be cool if they were, or did.
In no doubt about his intentions and his seriousness. Like I said, it's just great to have an alpha male back in the White House. Here's a picture of their meeting. No, sorry, that's not the picture of them.
So this is Sky News Australia. They're like Fox News kind of, so they be making jokes.
Meeting, although that does look like Justin Trudeau. There's the actual photograph of their meeting. I tell you what, though, the idea that Canada could become the 51st state of America. Could you imagine the panic of all those celebrities who said if Trump wins, we're moving to Canada? There's no getting away from Donald Trump.
Now the US just subsumes Canada. There's a way around that. You're back in the United States. LOL. Of course, Justin Trudeau shares that photo. The first one, the second one to his Twitter, tweeting, thanks for dinner last night, President Trump. I look forward to the work we can do together again. To which everyone writing on his Twitter post was like, what are you doing sitting with Hitler, mate? How does it feel to be working with the radical right wing again? Why are you smiling with Hitler, this man that you have defamed for years and years? Oh, suddenly he says something about tariffs. You're there at Mar-a-Lago playing happy families, flew in to kiss the ring and polish Trump's shoes, didn't ya? Everyone is absolutely relishing this. Because, and Trump said the same thing.
She loves it.
As we know, which got him a phone call very quickly of Mexico being like, we're coming to the party, what do you need? So it is wonderful to see strong leadership. And I said this during the first Trump term, it tends to have a little bit like boys playing in the playground. When Trump is in the White House, it tends to
boys in the playground or the locker room.
Where world leaders walk a bit taller, puff their chests out a bit more, get more of that testosterone, masculine energy happening in their own leadership profiles. Don't hold your breath for Albanese.
This has been scientifically proven.
The leader of the free world, the commander-in-chief, is not just an alpha male, but an alpha male on steroids. And they all have this...
Is she saying Trump's on steroids?
In kind.
That could be defamation.
It's the unpredictability of Trump that makes him such a great diplomat, because you don't really know what he's going to do at any time.
He's unstable.
So encourages you, to negotiate with him before he's made up his mind. I mean, Vladimir Zelensky was on the phone to Trump before the election had even happened because he'd sniffed the wind and worked out that he was likely to be...
Okay, they're going to go into the Ukraine war. Not really talking about that right now, trying to see what Trump is trying to bring to America. And so now I'm going to kick it over to WION live broadcast. I'm going to turn my sound off here because I think I got some background noise. But here we go. Oops.
Our next report tries to explore why the U.S. president-elect is hitting at an American territorial expansion.
Eric Trump's post on X features his father, Donald Trump, humorously depicted as buying Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal through Amazon. But the joke isn't humorous to America's neighbors. In a series of statements that have sent diplomatic shockwaves, President-elect Donald Trump is outlining an expansionist vision that would dramatically reshape North America's political map.
But it depends on how we expand.
His agenda now encompasses Greenland, Canada, and the Panama Canal, marking what could be the most dramatic American expansion attempt since the 1867 Alaska Purchase. Trump has slammed the fee imposed on American ships and has suggested that Washington should demand control of the canal be returned.
The United States is the #1 user of the Panama Canal, with over 72% of all transits heading to or from U.S. ports. Think of that. So we built it. We're the ones that use it. They gave it away. Considered one of the great.
Why wouldn't we just have like a yearly payment plan with them? Like we should just pay them a set amount that we know we're going to pay them.
Wonders of the world. The Panama Canal opened for business 110 years ago and was built at huge cost to the United States.
Huge.
It really is big when you consider the lives and the treasure, the equivalent of $1.2 trillion today. You don't hear those numbers.
Panama's president rejects the threats of Trump. The people of Panama are calling the idea crazy.
I think it's completely crazy. It's a statement from a totally unbalanced person because the canal is Panamanian and they have used it enough during the years that the canal was under their control.
It would be unfair for him to make the decision alone to take over the canal again. I truly believe that we Panamanians can continue to manage the canal and move the country forward without any obligations to other countries.
Trump has renewed calls for the US to purchase Greenland, a semi-autonomous Danish territory covered mostly in ice. Greenland's strategic location in the Arctic and its reserves of rare earth minerals have made it a focal point for Trump, especially as melting ice opens new naval and commercial routes. Trump argues that American control over Greenland is crucial for national security and economic growth. But Greenland isn't the only target. Trump has taken aim at Canada, repeatedly suggesting that the US should annex its northern neighbor. On social media, he has referred to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as Governor Trudeau. He even floated the idea of making Canada America's 51st state, sparking outrage in Ottawa. These territorial ambitions are causing unease both domestically and internationally, raising questions about sovereignty, diplomacy, and global stability. Critics warn that such moves could provoke serious geopolitical conflicts, while Trump supporters praise his vision of expanding American influence. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
And so over to ABC Australia for the Greenland perspective.
Now, on Sunday, the US president-elect again showed interest. Online, he said that America's ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. But Greenland's leader has pushed back, gaining support from the island's politicians and residents alike.
Greenland is not for sale. We weren't in 2019 when the first offer came, and we are still not. We want an increased cooperation with the Americans, for instance, in the defence sector, education and business development. But we are not.
And I wish it wasn't Donald Trump in the way, because like people look at Donald Trump and they don't like him. They're just mad at him because he's Donald Trump. But if he was like, would you like to be part of America? Or even so like Canada and Mexico, we're going to be the United States of North America now, right? Because it's all of North America. Then you could talk about adding the South American countries, and since it was Mexico and all the way down to the Panama Canal, just add the countries right there too, right? So if you guys want to become part of this, and then there's open borders in between. Everybody uses the same currency. If we include Mexico and France, Mexican or Spanish would become, what do you call it, a language, an official language of the United States of North America, and French probably would too, because a lot of Canadians speak French. So in all our schools, we probably learn Spanish, English, and French. And everybody in the U.S., the United States of, what is it, the UNA or whatever, United States, or USNA or whatever, United States of North America, that'd be awesome, right? And then, but if you talk to Greenland and be like, oh, we're just going to buy you or whatever, I don't even think that sounds too bad, but people just don't like Trump. But if you want to become part of the United States, you want the free trade, because our states free trade with each other. There's no tariffs, there's no taxes. We're allowed to go freely across these borders. So if you think of it in a way of just eventually becoming the United Lands of Earth or whatever, we all people. Now we can just travel around. We all have the same economy and we're all cool with each other.
For sale, and we will not be controlled by the Americans.
It's completely crazy what he's doing over there. I don't know what he's thinking. Greenland is not for sale, like so many other islands around the world. So I don't think he should be allowed to do that. There is something wrong with that man.
Mr. Trump has also threatened to take control of the Panama Canal. The president-elect accused the Central American country of charging excessive rates for use of the ocean-connecting ship passage. The US gave full control of the canal to Panama 25 years ago, but Mr. Trump has suggested he wants it back.
We're being ripped off.
Okay, so we've heard this. We know Panama is charging us a bit. Like I said, they should just be like a flat rate or whatever. Or again, let's unite everybody. Let's do it in a peaceful way. We're all people, and that would end a lot of this immigration problem, right? We just have so much more openness, and as we create more, the United States gets bigger, we create more landmass or whatever. All those people are citizens now. Whoever's on the landmass in Mexico, when Mexico becomes a state, they're United citizens now. If you're in Greenland and we buy Greenland, you're now a United States citizen. Or Greenland's, I don't know how far away it is, but eventually we're going to have to call it something other than the United States of America. We could just be the United States of Earth, the United Lands, the United Peoples of Earth, whatever. But, I mean, the more people we get under the coalition, the better, right? And, yeah, so we got one more. Now we'll kick it over to Kyle Kulinski from the Majority Report. Sorry, from Secular Talk.
Founders Fund, Ken turned American innovation and tech leadership into global success stories, blah, blah, blah. The United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. Ken will do a wonderful job representing the interests of the United States. Thank you, Ken, and congratulations. Let me repeat that. The United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. So he's saying this about Greenland. If you don't remember, there was a scandal during his first term where he floated this idea of like the U.S. should buy Greenland. It should become part of our country. There was a scandal in the first term where he said that. And now it didn't happen, but now he's bringing...
And again, I don't see why it should be so much of a scandal. We are all one people, one earth, one planet. Let's make it so.
This back up, and he's doing it at the same time that we get this. As I said, he joked about Canada becoming the 51st state. Now Trump has made a point in all of his speeches to talk about invading Mexico. In fact, his America Fest speech, the TPUSA speech, that was one of the heavy things he focused on, was invading Mexico.
But is it invading Mexico, or is it like including Mexico? I'll try to look at the speech, if I can find that.
So Canada, the 51st state, casually talking about legit war with Mexico. And then he also got into a fight recently about the Panama Canal. I don't know if you guys saw this, but he was out there saying, look, we built it. It's ours. It was given away. Should have never been given away. And we're going to make it the United States again.
We already know about the Panama Canal. I've been showing you that. But check this map out. Like, how cool would this actually be?
So Jack Posobiec comes out and says, we have 2 years left to bring this map to life in time for our 250th birthday. And look at this. This is...
Let me pause this. Look at this. All this is currently Canada, right? But there's Alaska up here. So this is Washington. These are the most northern U.S. states right here. And this is the Great Lakes, northern U.S. states coming up here to Maine. Ending, I think that's Maine, or that might be Maine, but I think that's Maine. But I think this is the northernmost state. Maybe that is. Yeah, maybe that's Maine. But all this here is Canada, right? And then all this down here, here's our southernmost states. California has a border right here. This is called Cali, Mexico, I think. And then this is Arizona, New Mexico. Texas comes down here. But check this map out. It comes all the way down to half of Mexico. Here, Cuba. I think that's the Dominican Republic. Might as well try to include Haiti. And then from there, I guess I include Haiti, right? And then from there, we include, I come in and block Haiti. We include, he's there, never mind, I'm sorry. Yeah, we include Haiti, that's the Dominican Republic, include Haiti. I'm not sure what that is over here, and what these are over here. South China Sea. Well, I don't know if we could take stuff out of the South China Sea. I don't know if they'll be cool with that. And I'm not sure what this is. He'll probably explain these over here. That's Hawaii already. But yeah, now the borders down here, everybody here are legal, right? And then we just keep going, but peacefully. If we buy or just say, hey, we're already, giving you money, we're just gonna already subsidize you and give you all this money. Why not just be part of America? Why not be a state? Why not get to vote? Now these people get to vote. These people get to vote. I mean, isn't that better than just subsidizing people and then being mad about it? I ain't mad about it, but some people are. But let's let him finish.
So what he's saying is all of Canada should be part of the United States of America.
But peacefully.
Cuba, taking Cuba and making it part of the United States of America.
Can we peacefully?
It's parts of Mexico, as you can see. So Ben Norton says, the far-right and wokeness account, which is constantly promoted by the billionaire oligarch owner of this website, Elon Musk, wants the U.S. empire to expand and colonize Mexico, Canada, Cuba, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic. And again, Greenland is on the table as well now. He keeps bringing that up. Bro, I understand Trump is crazy. I understand he says wacky things. I understand this is like part of the deal. Hello, Stinky. But it was like 7.5 minutes ago, Trump and all of his little MAGA sycophants were attacking Kamala Harris and Liz Cheney and saying, they're warmongers. They're warmongers. They never met a war they didn't like. They love war. They love war. So it went from, this is the anti-war candidate to, hey.
But Trump he hasn't said that he's going to go in with guns blazing. He said to buy Greenland. He said that we're subsidizing Mexico and Canada, so why not just become part of America? He didn't say to attack them, right? This is the only place I saw the Cuba and Dominican Republic and those other places, but I'll check out this guy's map and see if I can find it and see what they're talking about. But I mean, there's different ways to expand, yeah. Like if you want to expand nicely, we're just going to include everybody. You're going to be an American citizen and you get to vote in our next election. Cool. But if you're going to like just send weapons to, who is it? Not Israel and who's the other one? Dang. I forget who Russia's fighting right now. Ukraine. If you're going to just send Russians to Ukraine and Israel, then you're just fighting. But like if you go to Ukrainian people and be like, oh, what we want to do is make a deal with you guys in Russia. You just become part of Russia, become bigger, and you get to become Russian citizens. And eventually, over time, everybody just expands until we all expand to each other. And then we're just united citizens of Earth. That would be lovely. And so I'm just not sure that he's understanding or getting it correct.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if we annexed and stole parts of Mexico and Canada and Cuba and Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic and Greenland and the Panama Canal? And look, are they going to actually try to do that for? No, right? I mean, overwhelmingly likely
then that's
they
kind of gaslighting, right?
But is Trump crazy enough to try it with certain places in certain ways?
He's crazy enough to ask.
Is he crazy enough to actually try to do something vis-a-vis Greenland? Is he crazy enough to actually say, no, the Panama Canal is ours and we just deployed our troops and now we're occupying it and you can piss off about it? That's the thing, is like, now we have to have these conversations. Now we have to ask these questions. So it comes full circle to another I told you so.
I could see maybe the Panama Canal going down like that, but I would hope not. Let's just add Panama to the United States of North America or whatever. And Greenland is offering to buy it. We're not going to attack Greenland. They're white people, right? So we're not going to go send our military there.
Where it's like, everybody should have been pointing out every step of the way how this guy is not anti-war. He's not anti-war. He's never been anti-war. His record is incredibly pro-war. He is a neocon warmonger. That's what his record showed last time he was in there. This time,
what president is not a warmonger,
policy, it would be from the context.
So I kind of think Kyle's off base here. This is some of the TDS still with him, right? He was way wrong on Kamala Harris, and he admitted that he was wrong and that he was taking people down the wrong path. I had to stop watching Secular Talk. Probably like the past year or so. Like, it was just horrible the way he was just gaslighting and pretty much lying. But I think he was lying to himself too. I don't think he was lying to us. I think he was lying to himself. So then he was lying to us, because if you're lying to yourself, you're lying to everybody, right? But anyway, to me, I think this is TDS for him. I don't think Trump is just going to war everybody, and you're not going to go to war with Canada, you're not going to go to war with Mexico, you're not going to go to war with Greenland. You're going to try to buy him up, right? Or you say, we're giving you money, just become part of us. Get a vote, get more of a say. Perfect. Why not? And more free trade, more free travel, more free vacation type stuff. Helps everybody. What's wrong with that? And so I kind of wanted to just show opinions from as much of across the globe as I could. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to find as many news stations as I can to just hit, you know, the news sources from across the spectrum, right? So there it is. Trump, is he trying to be an imperialist and destroy the world? Or is he trying to bring the world together and bring more people into this project that we call the United? Can we make it the United States of America, right? Can we make it the United States, the United people of all? And can we really make it a melting pot? Let's stop not being like, you see somebody, hey, nice, who are you? What's up? Let's learn about it. Cool. And it'd be really good that people who speak different languages, let's try to start teaching those languages in like preschools and kindergartens and first grade and stuff like that. Let's see if we can start teaching kids more stuff early, right? Because in Europe, they all speak like 4, 5, 7 languages. If we did that here, it just makes your brain better, and it's easier to learn stuff when you're young. But before I babble on too much, I want a one world, right? Let's Greenland, let us buy you, become part of America, vote in our elections, and just let's add your tradition to our tradition. Whatever languages you speak there, some of y'all come here, teach that language to our children so more people speak the Greenland language. Make it the third national language, or the fourth national language if we have French and Spanish, right? And then the people who speak Spanish and French, y'all would come around, teach. People who speak English go around, teach. But everything, man, let's melt our pot. Feng shui and whatnot. Until next time.